Hi, this is Kevin from The Real, and here's my review of The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Now, I am not at all a fan of the first Hunger Games movie. I hated that movie. I'm perfectly fine with having a strong female lead, perfectly fine, and having her be the hero of the story, I'm all for it. It's great. I mean, you know, that Angelina Jolie movie, Salt, one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay? So, it's nothing against having a female lead. Okay? I've heard people tell me, oh, it's because, it's not a guy in the lead that you're upset. No. It's because the story is horrible. Okay? Because, and the same goes for this one. It's Jennifer Lawrence, she's a great actress. And one of my favorite actresses, if not my favorite actress, right now. Most people in the movie actually do a pretty good job. With what they're given, they do a pretty good job. It's just the movie. I understand that the fan base is preteen and tween and teen girls, but you have to understand that you can't make the movie just for them. And that's what they're doing. Like, the books, they are in first person, so it's all from the point of view of Katniss Everdeen. At the end of the first movie, Katniss Everdeen and Peeta Mellark, Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson, fake that they are in love, like Romeo and Juliet, and they will commit suicide, and there will be no winner of the Hunger Games if both are not allowed to live. Well, the government, they're like, oh, if we don't let them out, we're gonna seem like bad people, worse than we already are. So, they let them live. Yay, happy ending. But it starts a revolution because now people are starting to realize you can go against the government and win. That's what Katniss proved in the first movie. And I like that. I like that basic storyline, I mean, that would be awesome, having that through an entire movie series. I would love that. But, like I said, this is made for pre-teen and teen girls. Okay? Because those are most of the people I feel that I've seen. When I went to the theater, it was full of that age bracket. Okay? I saw a couple of guys in there, but they were either A, there with their girlfriend, or B, there with their daughters. I was there with my sisters. So, yeah. It's... yeah. So they go and they just bash you over the head with a stupid love triangle. When I say they're bashing you over the head, they bash you over the head over and over and over again. Like, oh, she loves Gale. Okay, that's fine. I'll accept that. But she loves Peeta too. Girl needs to make up her mind, and I will go with Gale. Just saying. Still loves Gale and Peeta, okay? She's making out with Gale. Good to know. She's making out with Peeta, okay. This goes on for the entire movie. I mean, really. I can understand a love triangle to a certain extent, and like I said, the Hunger Games are written in first person, so it's hard to take a first person story and make it third person, because you can't hear Katniss's thoughts. That I understand, but wouldn't a good filmmaker, take that into account? You obviously want to keep to the source material, but figure out a way of getting across the exact same point without making it stupid. And since Peeta and Katniss, fate, they were in love in the first one, the president, who I will now refer to as President Santa Claus, I mean, seriously, look at the guy. Okay, tell me he does not look like he's evil Santa Claus. He tells her that she needs to prove to everybody that she's actually in love with Peeta. He believes that they're not. They're not. She likes Gale, who is played by Liam Hemsworth, which is Chris Hemsworth's younger brother. I get that Gale is, if I was in his shoes, I'd be a little insecure about it too. Okay? If the girl I'm dating is making out with another guy on screen, even if it's even if it's, fake, I'd be a little thing, especially since Peeta actually likes Katniss. Okay, so, and you can see that. So that's part of what I think Gale is a little, not happy about it, is because he knows the other guy likes it, and he's afraid of losing Katniss, so it makes sense to an extent. Makes a certain amount of sense. But then, Katniss gets so good at convincing everybody that she falls in love with Peeta herself. Yeah. Right. Okay. Why? If you're actually in love with Gale, no amount of fake making out should change that. But it does. Why? Because Katniss Everdeen is a flirt. I've come to that conclusion. And like I said, the acting was good. The storyline can be good. It has a lot of promise, I'm not gonna lie. Okay? My biggest problem with the first one was, I get that it's an evil government, and there's little kids that are in the Hunger Games, I get it. But you can easily write it out. You can easily make it that it's just, when you reach the age of, let's say, 17 or 18, when they're older, that you go into the Hunger Games. Not when you turn, what was it? I think it's 13? I think that's the age. When you turn 13, you get your name in the drawing of the Hunger Games. I didn't like that. I'm fine with violence. One of my favorite movies is Gladiator, okay? That's a very violent movie. But not when it's little kids getting slaughtered. And there's a couple of scenes in the first one. This one thankfully doesn't have that. That I liked. This one actually keeps it, they're all older. There's even an old woman, even though that part wasn't so bad. Not because, she doesn't, not because I didn't like the old woman or because she's an old woman, but because, I'm not going to give anything away. Just, it was a death that, it shocks you in a way, but not really. When the scene comes, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you go see this movie. Then, of course, you have the action part aspect of it and the survival aspect, because it is a Hunger Games that they have to survive. I liked it to an extent. Like I said, there was some pretty good action. There was a couple of parts where I was like, Katniss, you have a bow and arrow. That guy only has a sword. Unless he's a ninja, I doubt he's gonna be able to hurl the sword the distance your arrow can go. Kill him. And she wouldn't. Now you may say, oh, that's because she doesn't like kill. She kills a few people before this guy. So... and after. That's bull honky. That's what that is. But enough bashing on the movie like that. As far as content in the movie, a few swears here and there. Nothing too extreme. No, actually, no, that's a lie. There are a few F words in the movie, but they're bleeped out. One character is screaming them into a camera, and they're bleeped out. You know what she's saying, because it goes beep! You hear the first letter, so you know what she's saying. I doubt that they're gonna, bleep out fudge or fun house or whatever. They're gonna bleep out What? I think there's a couple of S words in the movie. D word, A word, SOB, stuff like that. Violence, I'm trying to think if there's anything really bloody. I mean, it is violent. You see an old man get shot in the head. I mean, it cuts away just before. Oh, not really. Like, you see the gun to the back of his head, and it goes off. It's hard to explain, but it's like, just before there would be a bloody explosion of his brain spilling out everywhere, it does, close away. Which is good. I'm not saying it's not, but it is violent. A few people get shot with arrows, obviously. One person gets mauled by a baboon. It's something I never thought I would ever say, actually. That line right there. I mean, most of the violence actually with the first one you could say most of the violence came in when she was actually in the Hunger Games. This one, it has it throughout, someone gets whipped to with bloody effect, results. People are beaten, stuff like that. So it's a violent movie. Then, of course, there's some sexual content. Peeta and Katniss sleep together, not in so much a sexual way. There's kissing scenes. A woman is naked at one point. She strips off all her clothes. When I was watching this movie, I had heard this scene was in there. You don't see anything besides her back until she steps out the elevator, and you see a little bit of the side. So, that one snuck in there, so wasn't too thrilled about that. What else? It's darker than the first one, but like I said, that's kind of to be expected because it is, a government trying to stop a revolution. They do whatever they have to keep control. So it makes sense, but it is still there. Overall, 7.5 Mockingjay pins out of 10. I mean, it was a well-made movie, just had definite flaws in the story that I didn't personally like. Some people may. But the movie did have its good parts. Like I said, the acting was great. But yeah, 7.5 Mockingjay pins out of 10. That is my review. So what do you think? Have you seen Hunger Games Catching Fire? Do you agree with my review? If not, comment below and let me know. This is Kevin from The Real. Thanks for watching.